Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today, I have content. I'm going to talk about a movie, an anime, by the name of Redline. Released in 2009. Uh, Produced by a studio called Madhouse. Uh, the directorial debut of Takeshi Koike. First movie he directed, and quite the movie. The movie actually took 7 years to produce, and it's pretty easy to see why. It was delayed a lot. I think it was originally supposed to come out in like 2005, and then it came out in 2009. So, uh, yeah, a lot of delays. Um, but it was worth it because it is great. It's a really good movie. Um, I should note Madhouse. Uh, that is the studio that you actually, if you follow anime, like if you watch anime at all, you're familiar with Madhouse. Um, they did Ninja Scroll, uh, Trigun, Death Note, uh, and the first season of One Punch Man. So yeah, they it is a pretty major animation studio. Uh, Been around a long time and has done a lot of major work. Madhouse or Redline kind of underperformed. Apparently, it didn't do very good, very well at the box office, which is a shame because it is a really good movie. Um, it is a racing movie. Um, it's about a guy named JP and a woman named Sonoshi. Sonoshi? Yes, a woman named Sonoshi. Uh, the movie starts with them in a race with a bunch of other competitors, uh, but a qualification to take place in the very prestigious Red Line race. Uh, Sanashi wins. JP gets in after a couple of other racers drop out of the race because it's taking place on Robo World, and the president of Robo World uh, just does not want the race there. He forbids it and said that anyone who tried to race there would be killed. So there's that going on. But honestly, um, oh, and yeah, JP and his mechanic by the name of Frisbee, they are involved in race fixing. With JP actually having gone to prison for it previously. Um, Frisbee is sort of caught up in the mafia, owes a huge debt to the mafia. So so he needs JP to lose at the right moments. Sonashi, meanwhile, just wants to win. Her father was a mechanic, and she's been sort of racing all her life, and she takes it super seriously. So she just wants to win, and there's definitely romantic tension between JP and Sonashi as well. But honestly, all the plot is just, it's not very deep. Um, and it's really only there to let the racing happen. Because the whole point of the movie is the racing, which is ridiculous and over the top and so exciting. Uh, the obvious comparison is Wacky Races, the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon that was about racing with you know, I think Snidely Whiplash was in that one, trying to sabotage his opponents and all that. So that's an obvious comparison. Uh, One reviewer also compared it to Speed Racer on crack, which is a pretty great description. But yeah, the racing, it's a no rules racing. So cars are kitted out with weapons and everything. You know, people firing rockets at each other. Um, so it's that kind of race, but it's just so fast. Like it is just gorgeously animated and gives a real sense of speed and you know, really exciting and thrilling. Uh, Even outside the racing, the animation is really good, really, you know, really pretty. But inside the races, it's just incredible, incredible art, and also ridiculously over the top is an understatement. You know, it's not often that over the top ends up being an understatement because it does go way beyond that. Uh, One critic said that rather than an assault on the senses, Redline is a declaration of war, which is a pretty amazing way of putting it. Uh, yeah, it's just wild and chaotic and phenomenal. Um, I mean, like, other elements are handled well as well. There's some. I watched the English dub, and I found the performances, all the voice acting, to be really good, which is, you don't always get that in, with English dubs of anime. But yeah, all the voice acting was really good. Didn't even have any voice actors that I'm familiar with, but they all did great work. Um, the characters, for as little as the movie really goes into depth about them, the characters all feel fleshed out. Like it's a like even just, you know, secondary and even tertiary characters, like characters that don't really make that much of a difference in terms of the story. Even they feel like full people, um, with their own stories. Uh, Part of it is, you know, there are sort of, we see the bits of TV doing spotlights on the various racers, which fleshes them out. But like they all feel like they have stories of their own. Like every single one of them could be the star of their own movie. Like every one of them, which is really something. Um, the Robo World people are, eh, they're just kind of they're just kind of jerks. They're evil. The president rants about problems that arose from allowing refugees onto a landmass, um, things like that. So they're they're bad people, but you don't have to care about them. They're just they're fleshed out enough to explain why they're an obstacle, but they are just there to be an obstacle and make the final race that much more ridiculous and over the top. Um, and yeah, it's just this really, really well made movie. It is absolutely worth watching because it's just absolutely thrilling from start to finish. Even the quieter scenes have a strange sort of excitement to them, tension. Like even the quieter scenes have tension in them, and like I said, all great voice acting. Uh, there's some there's a few really funny bits here and there, some absolutely hilarious moments, um, a few really sweet moments, and then a whole lot of people in sci-fi cars yelling at each other while launching rockets at each other. Because, of course. So yeah, absolutely recommend watching Redline. Um, it's it is phenomenally well designed. Like it's the setting feels lived in, which doesn't always happen. And I mean, it's sort of world building in subtle ways. Like it doesn't tell you anything. Like they just built the world and threw you into it. They don't really try to do any sort of in-depth world building. It's just this is the world, which is a really I find is one of the best types of world building. Frankly, no exposition, just sort of forcing the audience to go along with what's happening. Oh, okay, that's this is a thing. Sure, why not? And yeah, it's no matter how bizarre it gets, no matter how uh, ridiculous and wild it gets, it just drags the viewer right along with it. Doesn't give the viewer any chance to any opportunity to not be invested. It just does not give you any choice but to go along with it in the best way possible. So, yeah, check it out. Great movie. Definitely worth checking out. And so that's all I got for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll have another Mass Effect video up tomorrow. So see you then.